Yeah, neighborhood Nip Hustle. Giving a shout out right now to SPR, this spot alone, y'all already know what it is. Charleston. Oh yeah, and don't forget, check my website out too. NipseyHustle.com, CharlestonBoy.com, MySpace/Nipsey Hustle.
Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled it off, and the hammer back on the gun.
And then what happened?
He fired.
Neighborhood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPR, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
All that and then some until the income. Hit the YouTube streets, find a corner, and bend one. And now we finna pull up, I think this Panda, but Charleston White apparently done caught the radar of the folks that's white. All this time he been bashing us and trolling us and, you know, putting on his COON suit and saying the most outlandish, ridiculous things. He done got the attention of the other side. And you see the title, according to them, it's supposed to be over. I doubt it. I believe in this new era, the troll has a forever lane. Something about society that just loves a troll, especially when they blessed with a half a brain, like Charleston goofy ass. He is a waste of what could have been an asset to the community, but we see he's been no good ever since he told on his boy Doolittle. I don't know how Dewberry turned into his do boy, but he didn't do good on the stand. He gave it up. He tried to talk about, hey, they showed that video when I was 15. He's so shamed, he tried to bump the age down. He was clearly 16. The lady says 16. But and 16 is pretty wrong. Especially in California, they'll charge you for as an adult at 16. At 16, people become fathers. 16 is a lot different from 12. If you got on the stand at 16 and told on your best friend on a 187 that you was either going to be a witness or an accessory in, and the only reason you're not charged as an accessory or you're getting a slap on the wrist is because you cooperated on your friend, you 16, he 15, or he's 17, or he's 18, any of that. You ain't no good. It ain't no bouncing back. It's no different from T.I. getting on the stand on Hosea Thomas. All y'all be like in the comments, I never know who T.I. told on. Who did he tell on? Hosea Thomas, man. I mentioned this not too long ago, and somebody popped in the comments, very grateful that I mentioned it. He was like, Jose been my celly. He was my celly for years. A lot of people don't know how T.I. did it, man. He thanked me for being the one that's lets it be known. Because all these artists that you see running around with T.I. that's been around long as me or longer, bigger than me, they all know he did that. Everybody act like that, from Boosie to 50 Cent to Lil Wayne, Future. Everybody know T.I. got on stand in that murder trial for the prosecution and sat up there and told the details for 45 minutes. But it don't matter. That's why, you know, it don't matter for Charleston, and it's not going to matter either. But with no further ado, let's see what they say Sister White has been up to.
Right now, man, America is just like a boiling pot, man, or pipes ready to bust. Everybody's going crazy. You have this radical right, radical left. Nobody from each party is trying to calm things down and calm the American people down. Everybody's on edge. Donald Trump is even adding fuel to the fire. He's coming on TV saying the radical left does this, the radical left does that, right? Steven Crowder is saying that we want blood and there has to be blood on the other side. And W America is going crazy on social media, right? They want revenge.
My man a fool. He out here speaking, but he don't want to get Charlie Kirk. He don't even want his channel to get Charlie Kirk. So he won't even say white man, white on white crime. That's crazy. White supremacy is powerful, and he is fighting the fight against it and still is subdued in his vernacular where he won't even utter the word white when referring to a certain group of people. That is a powerful group of people.
But they want revenge from who? Everybody's HBCUs are under attack. You have a bunch of bots and W folks coming into black spaces, saying threatening things. But we're not even the ones that took them out, that took Charlie Kirk out, right? So you have W on W crime clashing all over the place. Everybody's going crazy. So who gets in on this now? Charleston White. Now, Charleston White, you know, he's known for really going in on black people in the black community and say that he's playing a character. And he's catered at times to W folks. But now he's been going in on Charleston.
My brother, my appeal to you, please, sir. You a strong black brother. You fight the good fight. Please don't let them have you scared to say white. Come on, man. Come on, man. It don't come across right, sir. Please.
Charlie Kirk and the W community, and they're upset. They're very upset, right? And they're throwing threats. Like, listen, they leaving all kinds of comments in my comment section. I'm saying, well, wait a minute. It was W on W political gang violence that unalived Charlie Kirk. Not us. We had nothing to do with it. Why you guys over here, right? But let's look at what Charleston White did and said about Charlie Kirk and the W community.
What's your opinions of Kirk's death? I don't know about Kirk's death. The nigga white. Why no white boy? Anything I care about a white boy, another white boy. I don't know about no white boy. You fuck about no. No white boy. Boy, kid, they probably autistic anyway. You boy, kid. Charlie Kirk, baby. All the posters in baby. No white boy. The white on white crime. I don't give on white crime. White people don't care about black on black crime. Boy, in this deal.
These W folks, man, they're upset. They're upset with him because they don't really know Charleston White. A lot of them don't. They're not used to seeing how Charleston really goes in on the black community, right? Now, he says that he comes out and he's playing a character. He done went in on rappers. And like he said, though, I agree with this part. You guys.
Yeah, so much that he says that we agree with, but we got to quit saying, okay, yeah, he say the bullshit, but he do say some good stuff. Like, we know, even a broke clock is right twice a day, but nobody sits there and stares at a broke clock and wait to look at it to catch it saying the right time. He says so much bullshit. So what about the shit that he say is true? Stop reflecting on it and focusing on it. He's a cancer. He is equally cancerous to the community, especially to us, directly, as Charlie Kirk was. When if God forbid something terribly unfortunately would happen to Charleston White, the vast majority of black people would feel the same way about Charleston White as they feel about Charlie Kirk, in that they would not give a on my mama. It'd be a small group of queerdos that would mourn over Charleston White.
Make music talking about F. Tuga. You don't care nothing about his mama. You make music about unaliving and unaliving each other every day, disrespecting your women, celebrating the deaf culture. I agree with that because I talked about not being a real N-word and bad bees. So he said, I'm playing a character. You making money off of it. I'm going to come out and play a character. And I'm going to show a mirror to you, right?
I just want you to notice about your vernacular. You're putting the word white, when you're referring to white people, in the same category as you're putting the N-word and the B-word. Come on, brother.
But now that he's going in on Charlie Kirk, W America can't handle it, because those that did know who Charleston White was, when he was going in on the black community, they didn't care. When he was talking down to black people, they didn't care. But now that he's talking about Charlie Kirk, they're upset. Now, y'all remember when he dressed up in the Confederate suit and was saying all kinds of disparaging things about the black community, right? And big up in the white folks. They didn't have no problem with that, right? He was just at an HBCU talking down on HBCUs and talking down on black folks, right? The W community didn't care. Y'all remember when he did this?
My people, Mr. White. The white my people. I don't give a damn about my people. Come on, you right there, bro. You right here. Charles. They wasted my time bringing me here. They wasted my. Damn, man. with me about my people. Y'all don't even care about y'all people. Go talk to your grandmama then.
We were so happy about the systematic racism.
They wasting my time. Racism. I don't believe in racism.
Get that card to Mr. White, big
I
dog.
don't believe, man. I don't believe.
God bless y'all, man. You too.
Man, I don't give a damn about no ACU. I went to a white school.
And you're now at HBCU.
I don't give a fuck.
Now, this is what y'all got to realize. This is proof. Charleston will say anything, anywhere, at any time, for shock value. He does not stand on nothing he says, no matter how deep it may sound. He don't really believe it. There's no fiber, no fortitude. He's a fraudulent, fake, phony dude.
About an HBCU.
Well, why are you here?
Because they brought me here by mistake. Hey, bro. I didn't know I was coming.
Let's go.
I didn't know I was coming. I didn't know I was coming to this.
But you
bullshit.
still
Now, the thing is with Charleston White, he often says that he's playing a character, he's playing a role. Now he says, when he brings the old man on, the old man portrays himself as hardcore pro-black force.
Man, quit buying into that and validating it by breaking it down. These are things that people say in hindsight after they see they made an ass of themselves and they do damage control, and this is what they come up with to justify their actions and continue behaving in this fashion, bro. That's bullshit. And then here you is hearing it, oh, that's what you're doing. And now you're giving some credence to it and analyzing and breaking it down and spreading that nonsense. Ain't no character. He's showing you exactly who he is. And when people show you who they are, don't try to change it or not believe them. Accept it and deal with them accordingly.
People, he goes in on W supremacy and the W folks, right? And Charleston White says that the old man is his mentor. He was taught by the old man, right? And Charleston White, when he talks, he's very intelligent. When he comes out of the character, he's very intelligent.
He is not intelligent. He is aware of a lot of things that have happened and have been said historically. But he is a fool. There is nothing intelligent about this dude, bro, because he went to school. He is not cool. Y'all got to stop giving credit where it is not due. Oh, my mama. He's not intelligent. He is the opposite. He is foolish, ignorant. He just happened to have some knowledge, and just having an abundance of knowledge does not make you intelligent.
Right? He talks black stuff, right? But when he goes in character, he likes to play all sides of the fences, and he goes in on everybody. And he says that he's a comedian, right? So now, in this sense, he's going full pro-black, pan-African, black first, all.
He says he's a comedian, so that justifies all that. So if he said he was a dog, he could go run around biting people. Come on, bro. That logic does not apply. It's not sufficient to plug into this scenario to make sense.
Those things, and he's going in on W folks, and he's calling them out for all the things, the debauchery and things that they've done in this country, right? And people are upset. But those of us that know Charleston, right, that don't take Charleston serious, because one day Charleston's over here, the next day he's over here, and he does anything for the quick grip, anything that's going to keep him in the cameras, anything that's going to make him money. This is what Charleston White is doing. So now he's going in on W folks saying this.
You don't say shit, and I say it to the when I'm trolling the about their dead babies and dead mammies, you don't say shit. So what do you mean? Well, I'm a comedian. I get the fuck with anybody. Satire comedy is what we call it. How you gonna take that away from me? So Charlie's no exemption. Don't you joke about fentanyl Floyd? He's no different than a fentanyl Floyd. Floyd was the Black Lives Matter movement. Kirk is a white ring conservative movement. We get the joke about one another. Remember? Liberal, conservative, black. Come on, immigrant. So why is it you want to get in your... This is not America that beat British. I'm telling you. These are not the Americans that beat the redcoats. These are the... These are not the Americans that could have stopped 9/11. And your feelings all the time. These are the Americans that's crying because you didn't get picked on the playground because someone said something about you. Who gives a fuck about the dead?
And just know, this American you're listening to and looking at is the guy that was on the stand in front of all them white people telling on his black friend, sending him to prison for life. Man, this dude is a piece of shit. He's no good, bro. popping all this and y'all giving this nigga airtime in the sense that you're lending credence to anything that comes out his mouth. Only airtime he gets from me is to discredit him. He is disrespectful to everybody that we respect as black people. Down to Martin Luther King. This nigga's deplorable. And it just shows how desperate we are for representation to even count this dude in a class of anything that we respect.
Charlie can't hear shit I'm saying. Charlie's dead. Even your fucking Bible says, let the dead. Why are you guys worshiping and honoring the dead? Even your fucking Bible says it.
So as you saying he said.
Yep, the Bible does say let the dead bury the dead. And it was in a sense where somebody was trying to go tend to somebody that just passed like it was important. And the Bible was like, look, we got to handle this living business. Let the dead bury the dead. Like, that ain't no big deal. That's over with. Oh, my mama, that was the context it was said in.
After kids, he's saying that you guys are the big bad bullies on the block. And you can bully everybody, but now when you getting bullied or you being made fun of, you can't handle it. You all online crying, threatening everybody, lashing out at everybody. And these are the things that he's saying. Now, I'm not with threatening nobody kids, because I don't even like the thing that he said about Math Hoffa's kids, right? And he said all these different things. But now he's really, I never really seen, well, I did, because I seen him when he talked about grape, right? Grapes. Of the W woman, right? He said all that kind of stuff and they let him get away with it. But I think right now with everything that's going on, when you got world leaders speaking against this stuff and you got battle lines being drawn and people taking sides, and now he want to come out and say the disparaging things that he said. Now, Steven Crowder saying that they want blood. This ain't got nothing to do with us. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Black folks, like, we've been sitting things out. We got to sit this one out, too. This ain't our business. But Charleston White wasn't finished. He tripled down.
Hey, guys, Charlie Kirk.
You can't just say black so fluently and be scared to say white, brother. It's the yin and the yang, bro. You got to bring the balance, sir.
He on time. So did y'all see that Utah governor or whatever said they were just hoping it'll be somebody else? You know why? Because they want to hate. They really want to hate. They really want to hate. They was hoping it'd just be a black guy, an immigrant. They was just hoping it would be someone else. But you know what? God used your own kind. God used, and they're gonna try to make it seem like this kid was brainwashed. And no. I keep telling white people, even your children are rejecting your rhetoric. Even your children because they like rap music, they like this, they like Mexican. Even white children are rejecting that bullshit that you guys are trying to spew. So there's no way. They cannot twist this. No, you got young white conservative kids.
See, this is the thing when dealing with Charlie Kirk. What makes his unaliving any different than any other citizen or anybody else? But in this country, they use their media to prop people up. Right?
Exactly, and our people are accustomed to getting caught on camera, violently losing their life, and we don't get no type of compassion from the other side, no concern, no care, no coverage, no nothing. So for us to be, what would you call it, aloof or just not affected by what we've seen, our society is desensitized in seeing life loss in general. Every time I scroll through Instagram, without looking for it, I see somebody losing their life in these videos, especially the ones in other countries. Y'all know the videos is almost like the stuff we used to go look for on rotten.com and you had to go search for on the internet. Now it just pops up on social media randomly. I saw somebody walking and an elephant, bro. He's standing next to an elephant. This dude looks like he's about 5'6", 5'7", 160 pounds. And the elephant, in a matter of moments, just took his foot, his two front hands, and folded this dude like a lawn chair, and then just continued to do him like a soda can, a beer can, just crushed him. And all type of things of that nature just pop up on my feed. You can see Middle Eastern people blindfolded, lined up, clear HD, crystal clear, and they'll go down the line just dot, 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 and you'll see them fall over. So for you think we're supposed, yeah, it was a good example of what our society has to offer when it comes to horrible things to see, but we've been seeing it for decades now. I mean, come on. It's just Charlie. Charlie, man. It's just old Chuck.
right? When you have people of all different ethnic groups that get unalived every day, and they make excuses as to why, or negative reasons as to why other people got unalived, right? As if their life didn't even matter, as if they didn't even have families. They were demonized. The media has historically demonized other ethnic groups who died, right?
That's exactly what they do. And what they did in particular, as soon as George Floyd passed, all you want to hear about is what he did in his past, what he may have had not or may not have had in his system, what he did in the store, who he's associated with. That's all you heard about when Trayvon. I'm talking about a couple months ago, me and my cousin, he's my older cousin too, and he's a very worldly individual, does very well for himself, and he's tapped into politics, streets, everything. So this content thing is thing that he personally enjoys. So he sends me content quite often, and we got into a little text disagreement where we were irritated one with the other because he sent me some bullshit about, oh, they lied about Trayvon Martin. It was basically giving this other perspective on what type of kid he was, how that little innocent picture of him in the hoodie made him look so innocent. And they had these black people on this documentary trying to describe him as other than that. And I just didn't understand why that was even relevant, because that's what they always do, as if because of any of those things, he deserved to lose his life. I don't care if you were a 10-time felon. If you're out here free, roaming the streets, if you're not trying to harm anyone, you don't deserve to lose your life. And it's horrible to see human life lost, especially in adolescence, especially when a grown-ass man calls the police and said, hey, I want to pursue this guy. And they tell him not to. And he goes against their instructions and pursues him. And then he kills him, murders him, and beats the case under a phrase called stand your ground. I'm confused as to why Trayvon Martin didn't have a right to stand his ground when he was pursued by armed men against police advice. Where does this stand your ground come in? If you're pursued and somehow you have to engage this man to where you guys are physically dealing one with the other, how does this man justified in killing him when he was advised by law enforcement to not even deal with this person? But you caused him to have to deal with you and he didn't have the right to stand his ground? Yeah, y'all got me fucked up.
Right? They didn't care nothing about the family, nothing about the daughter, nothing about the children, nothing. This guy said all kinds of disparaging things about George Floyd. He didn't care nothing about George Floyd's mother.
I don't know who Trayvon Martin lawyer was, but in a Johnny Cochran spirit and with the drilling in what I just said, developed with the point of having to present it in court, man, yeah, George Zimmerman would have died. I mean, not died. He would have got found guilty on the stand your ground, because Trayvon Martin, there's enough evidence there. If stand your ground is a thing, Trayvon Martin had the right to stand his ground. Oh, my mama. And they could not have argued that well enough. No way they could have. It's impossible.
He didn't care anything about George Floyd's daughter. What about MLK? He didn't care nothing about MLK's grandchildren and great-grandchildren and children. No. Nobody cared. And all his supporters, nobody cared, right? But now, because we have to draw sides and people are being fired, they're being let go from their jobs, there's all kinds of stuff going on because Charlie Kirk lost his life. But I thought this was America. What about everybody else? This same attention is not being put on other people when they ultimately die. Nobody cares about his family, right? Check it out.
You know, this bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way.
In general, I can relate to that feeling, because every time I hear about some weird, horrible crime, first thing crossed my mind is, I hope it ain't one of us. Oh, my mama. And you know, it's a term going around that they like to throw out there, usual suspects. Facts. My favorite movie, Usual Suspects. Not many blacks pop up in that movie either. if even one. And I love black cinema, but that's how neutral we are. My favorite movie doesn't contain many or any blacks.
I hope for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year.
How could somebody consider themselves official, so prominent, to have the stage, have the floor at a time like this, and say something so stupid and goofy like, we don't do that here? Like, you want to lie to yourself? You don't want to face reality? We've been doing that here, at least to my knowledge, as far back as Franklin. No, Franklin, I don't know about Franklin. That might be way crazy. I'm going to just go on and do what I really know. Since Kennedy, since Reagan, since King, since Hampton, since Newton, since Malcolm, we've been doing this. What are you talking about?
But it did happen here.
So a couple days ago, he was online busting it up with Aiden Ross. And Aiden Ross is a troll, right? So now Aiden Ross heard, because first he had show empathy, right, for Charlie Kirk. I don't know why, but he claimed that he didn't know who Charlie Kirk was, right? So the old man must have, like, you know, let him know. So he, after going in on Charlie Kirk, Aiden Ross said, "Oh, why you say F Charlie? I showed him empathy in the beginning, but once I researched who he was, he's an effing racist who pushed hateful rhetoric against black Americans. I didn't even know
And just to be honest and clear, he did not push as much hateful rhetoric against black Americans as Charleston White does.
I didn't know who he was until I researched him yesterday, right? I stayed up all night researching his ideas, ideologies, public speaking, etc. I didn't find one video of him speaking, basically speaking positive about black people, right? So he went in, right? So then Aiden Ross said, he said, but I feel like no one deserves to be in front of their family. I wouldn't even wish it on, you know, because his kids are going to be traumatized by that forever, right? And then Charleston said, I didn't find one video of him speaking about black Americans in a positive manner. He was using negative propaganda against blacks, similar to how the German used negative propaganda against the small hats.
And exactly as Charleston White does against blacks, man. Don't be fooled, man.
By way of the outlets. But people scream, free dirt, King Von. What about the victims, right? So he went in, so he was.
What about Doolittle? Free Doolittle.
Basically, you know, going in on Aiden Ross because Aiden Ross was trying to run interference and take up for him because Charlie Kirk was known for taking up for the small hats, right? But listen, man, this is what I'm saying to you. They know all the disparaging things that he said about black people, right? Now, watch this. Had Aiden Ross, had he been saying disparaging things about his community, Aiden Ross wouldn't be feel anything for him. But because he said them about our community, Aiden Ross is trying to get Charleston White to acquiesce to the way he feel. Nah, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't have no allies. We don't have no friends. None at all. Aiden Ross is a sucker for that, right? Because Aiden Ross and his people would never go for him talking down about them. But he knows all the disparaging things. And Charleston is telling him that, right? So now Charleston ain't got to celebrate his unalive, or he could be indifferent. Now, Charleston chose to take the route that he chose, the same way he do with everybody else, right? But Aiden Ross is a sucker. And watch you still have a bunch of black people over there with him. Because, like, man, we lost our cultural integrity, man. It's just so bad, right? But again, what about all the other people that get unalived every day in this country? Charlie Kirk's life was more valuable than everybody else's. What about all the other families that's traumatized in this country? President Trump. But that's how you know that this thing is like political gang violence, man. And they don't really care about the American people. They care about people that's on their team. But I'm going to cut this video short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comments section. Remember, I love y'all.
Is that the word?
can talk about it, better be about it. One thing for sure, they gon' see about it. Your family might have to grieve about it. Yeah, better stay on point, stay strapped, don't leave without it. Cause I'm here to sound, they don't leave without it. Your family might have to grieve about it. You can talk about it, better be about it. One thing for sure, they gon' see about it. Your family might have to grieve about it. Yeah, better stay on point, stay strapped, don't leave without it. Cause I'm here to sound, they don't leave without it. Your family might have to grieve about it. Verse 48, I ain't tryna be the 48. I be tryna be the murder case, so I gotta keep it on my waist, yeah. Verse 48, I ain't tryna be the 48. I be tryna be the murder case, so I gotta keep it on my waist, yeah. Keep it for protection. Don't know me, don't know you, act up, I'ma show you it's best that you get to stepping. If the tool come out, it's gonna shoot, no, it's all rules. Don't pull it if you ain't gonna use it, God, why you made niggas so stupid? I spend my mind, I'm losing, get on my grind, stick to it, put in overtime, shit booming. So addicted to touching them racks, been bagging and flushing them packs. Been grip, no, I ain't going back. I get low on the pole, that's a fact. Let the hood, but still stuck in the trap. Let them die, can't fuck with no rats. Do or die where I'm from, how I live. Even when I don't got, I still give. Always been the one they could call on. Shoulder to lean on, could fall on. But I had to focus on my own. Shit changed, got a family of my own. Even when I don't got, I still give. Do or die where I'm from, how I live. Let them die, can't fuck with no rats. Left the hood, but still stuck in the trap. You can talk about it, better be about it. One thing for sure, they gon' see about it. Your family might have to grieve about it. Yeah, better stay on point, stay strapped, don't leave without it. Cause my hitters out and they don't leave without it. Your family might have to grieve about it. Verse 48, I ain't tryna be the 48. I be tryna be the murder case, so I gotta keep it on my waist, yeah. Verse 48, I ain't tryna be the 48. I be tryna be the murder case, so I gotta keep it on my waist, yeah.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
You were trying to get the officer who murdered George Floyd pardoned, and I just want to know what your reasoning was about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Snake Wood and that personal. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.